All right, hello and welcome to another episode of Reseller Information Network. We are so excited today to have Clara with us from List Perfectly. As always, we're joined with Blood, Sweat, and Cell, Leroy with us, and Tim over the years, Cernochsconnection, all in the building. We do thank each and every one of you guys who are a part of our daily routine. We normally film on Tuesdays and have listing and loafing there in the morning. So if you're free, come by 9 to 12 on Tuesday morning. We do have a couple comments about some of our more recent episodes. If you have not watched them, you feel free to go back and watch. First one comes from Charity Faulkner. She says, Midwesterners need to make a death pile. With our weather, there's limited rummage sale season. And we were talking about death piles, whether they're good, whether they weren't. And she also commented and said, I follow Becky and watch all her videos. Some are those thrift shops in Illinois she went to with her students were at the competition are pretty sketchy, but they're located pretty close to us. We do say somebody did give Tim a little bit of advice on the key fob. Fob acronym was originally from the shipping called free on board. Fob is free. Free on board. The lock and unlock clicker is a fob key free board. So now you know, Tim, what the key fob means. So Summer422 says, love all you and Becky. So much information, reselling tips. I've bought from Tim before and always love his laugh. You guys are worth every second of my watching. Thank you very much. Hey, we do appreciate you guys for leaving comments in the videos. They do help us stay encouraged because we are here to come and help you out the best that we can. Obviously, there's a lot of ways to do this reselling thing. And so for that reason, we tend to try to find guests that can help us in that journey. So we're going to go ahead and bring Clara on and just have her introduce herself and her reselling journey, guys, that are.
Oh, thank you so much, Eric. And thank you, Chris. Thank you, Leroy and team and beautiful audience. My name is Clara Albornoz. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of List Perfectly. List Perfectly software that will help you cross-post list, delist, relist, mark sold, and now even detect sales automatically. And shortly, we're going to be we're launching the auto removal of listings upon selling. So that's been long requested. So we're excited to do that. Not only I am the co-founder and co-CEO of the software company, but this software company is very special and unique, unlike other companies, because I built it myself with my own reseller money that I made through my businesses, my reselling businesses, WW, the Clothing Vault, and I have an eBay store, I have an Etsy store, I have a Poshmark store, I did Pinterest, I did Facebook shop, then I did Instagram, and I was able to grow that into a 20x. For every dollar I was able to get 20x in return. The average sold price of my items was $180. I specialize in vintage clothing. I did it for 10 years. I started as the assistant of my co-founder, Amanda Morse. She's the technical founder of List Perfectly, and I am the non-technical founder of List Perfectly. So that means that Amanda, we built List Perfectly just for me. It was for me, just for me, guys. Because I had arthritis. Literally, I used to run marathons. I did a lot of sports in my life. So very early, unfortunately, I was diagnosed with deformative arthritis that is taking over even my shoulders, my elbows, my collarbone, now my neck, and it keeps taking over my whole sciatica and you name it. So there was two factors: Mandy, that doesn't like listing, okay, and me getting this condition of arthritis at the age of 40. So desperation mixed it with a little with with trying to work smarter and not harder, and that's how the Mandy lister was created in 2015. And then by 2016 we realized everybody that was helping us, we realized that it was so we didn't have to teach them about reselling. That was the best thing, because overhead back in the day was extremely expensive because we had to train them for everything, and especially trust them to go into different marketplaces. So it was challenging. So what we did is build List Perfectly that would allow our assistants to work on listings without accessing our marketplaces. And that for me meant a lot of security and peace of mind, especially when I was traveling around the world. So one of the things that I love to do, and this is what made me famous as a reseller, okay? I love it. When we resold something expensive internationally, we wouldn't just ship it. We would literally travel to Spain or travel to Great Britain or you name it, deliver, make the shipping local, and then source in that country. So I cannot even tell you how
That's
much
awesome.
I can't even tell you how much I miss it, man. But life took me in this path, and I'm so grateful that List Perfectly grew into tens of thousands of users. And, the rest is history, because if we even have to put a waiting list when we launched List Perfectly, we have no free plan. We did all the things that we could do so people could have like literally a challenge to sign up with us, because we literally was just Amanda doing tech, myself doing customer service, and Teresa Cox doing community. That was it. And we were taking care of 3,000 customers overnight.
So before we get into like serious questions, before I forget, I
Yeah.
need to know what's the best international picking you've done, because I've heard
Ooh.
really good things about Spain. Obviously, like England is really interesting too, because you have
Yeah.
like the car boots and you have a lot of like antique and charity shops and stuff like that. But I've also heard a lot of really good stuff about like I guess they're equivalent to flea markets here in America, but in like Spain and France, places like that, they have
Yes.
like street markets that are kind of like flea
Yes.
markets. If
Yes.
you just tell me a little bit about that really fast before I forget.
Well, of course, we got distracted, with the after you cash, and you make sure that the product was delivered and the money comes back. Of course, you get distracted and go celebrate a little. But the one thing that we found, because it's so close to, we are in Europe, so we tend to look for stuff that was made in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On when it comes to Spain, crazy designs. Okay, that's amazing. But when it came to find something, for sure, I specialize mostly on men, believe it or not, men's clothing, in the brand Brioni, Brioni, Brioni. Oh, the suits, the Brioni suits, literally, and they were a little dirty. And then you just dry clean them, and then it's easy to pack. And then you just bring it. Literally, we got 3 Brioni suits. We paid $7 each, and each suit we were able to sell for $1,500. Oh,
Dude.
and excuse me, let me take the $11 that I paid to the dry cleaner. Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't find them at my local yard sale, Briani. Out of that, you find some flip flops and some board short. Yeah, that's
And in Hawaii too is interesting picking. I don't know if you ever picked in Hawaii. We did that also. Okay, delivering the woods in Hawaii. Hawaii has good stuff. You really gotta go through a lot of stores, because well, maybe not now that traveling has been more restricted, but Hawaii is good to pick. We were very, very grateful for Hawaii. I'll never forget, one polo, and there we found a Brioni golf polo shirt, and I'll never forget, we paid $4 and then we sold it for 500, and literally paid for the airplane ticket of Amanda and myself. That one. And then we found rain spooners, Hawaiian shirts, you name it. Okay, so it was just, and the vintage rain spooners, the limited edition with the mermaid and the whole thing.
Cernoch's our clothing expert when it comes to the men's vintage. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, Cernoch sold. Tell her about the Harley shirt.
Oh, I sold it. I found I was at my local thrift shop, my honey hole, and they were throwing away. Well, they have a big refuse bin. So if something's dirty or has holes in it, they just throw it in there. So there was these new ladies that were working there, and I saw them throwing a lot of stuff in there, and I was like, let me go check out what they're throwing in there. So I'm like looking, I'm digging, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's dirty stuff. So like as I'm like kind of like walking away, I turn around and look, and out of my corner of the eye, I see this shirt flying through the air into the
and you're diving for it.
I was like, what is that? So I pick it up and I pull it out. I'm like, oh, I'm grabbing this. So
what was the tag? 3D? What was the tag?
Oh, it was better than 3D.
No.
It was Champion Running Man, which
no.
1950.
That's gold. That's the
Yeah.
you found the holy grail, man.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was 1950. It was a 1955. I call it the winner shirt. It had all these trophies on it, and make a long story short, I ended up selling it for $2,000.
Yeah, no. That's in you know me. I'm always like, if you would have waited, how long it took you to sell it? Probably a month.
No, I had it listed high. I had it listed at 4,000.
Thank you. Actually. I was going to. Good for you. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. I keep saying to everyone, please raise your prices.
Right, because you can always go down. You can never go up. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. You can always do a sale, 50% off. Who doesn't want to get a freaking amazing shirt?
Yeah,
50%
exactly.
off for 2,000.
Yeah, and a guy from New York contacted me. He's a specialized collector, and we negotiated. He wanted it at 1,500. I got him to 2,000. No. And I said that's a pretty good thing for a shirt.
Yeah, man, I love it. That's incredible. I love those stories. Makes me so happy.
Yeah, so I probably this year I probably sold. I haven't looked, but I probably sold the most expensive Harley shirt this year. Probably, I think so.
Oh my God, you go, Cernoch.
So that was pretty good.
So as you guys can tell, Clara's not only also very inspirational when it comes to reselling. Like you talk about, we always get excited for each other. We share things that we've sold or things that we found throughout the. For me, that's one of the great things, like in meeting people that we are a part of, even though we have our own businesses, we are a part of a community of people that we should celebrate each other. It's like, we really should, like, congratulations. Like you hit it. So.
You have to, because it's I always say intention. E-commerce is big enough for all of us. So even though we might have the same item with Tim or Chris, you name it, okay, but we can always present it to different audiences. And that, I think, that understanding the power of our community, that as a former lawyer, well, I'm a lawyer, you're forever lawyer, but I don't practice law. And in banking, you don't have those communities. What we have here in our reselling and our online selling community is so special. Why do you think I'm putting all my money, blood, sweat, and tears, okay, in this? I believe so firmly, and I think e-commerce is the big equalizer, because, real estate is too freaking expensive, right, to get in. Then you have crypto that is like too volatile. Come on, you have to really have a contingency plan for when it goes down. And then with reselling, it's just such a noble business, because when you put the time on it, okay, even though you might make mistakes, if you readjust, this business will grow. It grows, it's proven 200% a year. These are not my stats. These stats all over, and this is not stats for enterprises. These are enterprises for over the years, team, blood, sweat, sale, for just us, our segment. Finally, where they used to call us, okay, I'll never forget, investors, they call us like a niche, okay, I'll never forget. That's why I didn't get investors, because they call us a niche. And I was like, no, we're not a niche. Everybody, every other American has sold or bought online something, and that's not a niche.
Yeah, that's big.
That's 100% true. Yeah.
So, for us, if you could, I will, I was sitting there thinking earlier, I will run this segment real quick and we'll ask you. So, Clara, if you could tell a baby reseller, a brand new, like, what would be a couple pieces of advice that you would give someone you're just starting out, day one?
Do it now. Do it. Okay. Are you scared? We all were scared. Okay. Are you tired? We were all tired. That's the price you will freaking pay to be your own boss. But the reward you're going to get is, believe me, there's a reason why we're all here. And we're happy. There is a reason, and that's the reason why we travel and we go to reseller events, because it's an incredible community, life-changing. No more get those 3 W-2s a year, try to make ends meet. Here you can be your own boss. If you need to, you can see your family growing. You can work with your partner, or maybe you can work with your best friends. You can make your dreams come true. And the best part is that you're gonna discover through reselling, and you're gonna give you the tools, the business reselling business. It's going to give you the tools and guide you to what you need to do to be successful, as long as you keep an eye always in your most important thing, which is your buyers.
Yeah, man. I don't know about you guys, but like Clara could just come by and brighten your day any day.
Right.
Get you fired up, like ready to go out and do some reselling. It's one of those things, when we look at 101, we are always trying to challenge the people that we are a part of just like you said, you do have to start, but also you constantly have to adjust, adapt. Like, what are some things that you see in the marketplace that are changed that you would have to kind of adjust and adapt?
Well, one of the things that I'm seeing is marketplaces are incrementing the use of artificial intelligence. So definitely their algorithms are changing and evolving. Okay, and in the process, there is going to be errors. So just understand that with the use of these AI, even though you lost a case on a return, or maybe a listing was taken down because whatever reason, okay, appeal it. Marketplaces are open. They understand their technology is not perfect. So appeal it. Don't take it personal. Don't waste your time taking it personal. Just start appealing. And then, we all know with eBay, you're going to find 2 employees that tell you no, and then call the third time until you find one that tells you yes, right? So the same works with other marketplaces, okay? Even myself the other day, okay? Literally, with List Perfectly, I check with the eBay team and I say, hey, because with List Perfectly, you can, at any plan, you can cross post to multiple accounts in the same marketplace or different. We don't need the password. So I said to eBay team, guys, this is eBay. I said, is it okay if I do this video and I show how to take this one listing to 2 different stores? I wanted to show off, right? That you can take it. And at that time, this is not a duplicate, right? No, it's not, Clara. Guess what? It was a duplicate. Then the trust and safety department, like, Clara, that's a duplicate. You can't do it. I'm like, okay, fine. Okay, so I got to show List Perfectly now, going with different items to different stores. So it's just something that I always say, just don't take it personal. Work with the marketplaces. They are on your side. And let's say that you got a disgruntled employee or someone that is not receiving, just hang up and then try again. That's all.
Yeah, you can't call anybody anymore.
Yes. That is true. That is true. I'm so used to that right now. Yeah, they give give access to phone calls. Certain sellers now. It's true. Thank you for bringing that up, because it's true. Now everything is done. But that's the power. The appeals, Leroy. When you appeal and you start escalating, that's how you're gonna get to the human. All right, and you might not be able to speak like we do, because yes, it is true. eBay does have a phone service for certain sellers. Okay, they do. But for the rest of us, including me, because I stopped selling right since 2019. If I was going to resell and I'm not the CEO of List Perfectly, okay, I would not have a phone line to
contact.
Yeah.
And now you have to do everything.
Yeah, appealing is key, Leroy. Okay, especially with the changes, like I say, with AI. Appeal everything. Make sure that you escalate to try to get to the human, and if not, start posting. We have a Facebook group, List Perfectly. You're more than welcome. We're always in contact with our marketplaces that we're integrated with and ready to help. And if we're not integrated with, like Whatnot, for example, we can at least look for someone that will give us an answer.
Well, speaking of Whatnot, I guess I'll jump the gun really fast. So, we are sellers on Whatnot, and Whatnot has recently introduced, over the past couple of months, their own sort of marketplace.
Yes.
Now, it's primarily, obviously, the live show selling, but I have made some sales so far off of Marketplace outside of my live shows. So,
yeah.
And for me, I've always been the type of person where if something new comes along, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Just to say that, like, I tried it. Like, I did Poshmark Live. I did a Poshmark Live show, And so, like, anything that comes along new, like, I'm intrigued. I want to, at least try it out and see.
I love it. You're a tryitarian. I love it. Like me.
You have to at least experiment with some of these things, because even if you don't use it, you can learn things from it that you might be able to implement in other forms and fashions of your business. So now, right now they have it where you can cross post your Poshmark closet to your Whatnot marketplace.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys are exploring or looking to maybe explore down the line of introducing it? Because I remember when I started on List Perfectly, it was like four
Yes.
platforms maybe that you could. Now that circle on the homepage is getting bigger and bigger of all the different platforms. So is Whatnot one that you guys are going to contemplate trying to evolve into as far as making that an option to cross list?
Okay, first of all, okay, I'm gonna show you the beginnings of List Perfectly. that was it. That
Yeah,
was it.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah. I
Poshmark,
remember.
Mercari, eBay, and Etsy, the beginnings, humble beginnings. So I have to say what interests me and the way I make decisions, and that's the advantage when you're a reseller that is teaching herself technology versus a tech person that is trying to learn and understand our reselling world. I'm always interested in doing partnerships with companies that are actually delivering a consistent solution for our community. That's why I've been observing on the back seat where Whatnot is doing. I couldn't tell you, I thought it could be, I couldn't believe that Facebook Marketplace didn't took advantage of that, for my surprise. And literally, they talk about doing that. I couldn't believe they didn't. So it's been a long dream that we are going to support video. We're so close, but right now we put all the energy in launching the auto delist when an item sells out from all marketplace. So we're going to launch it. When we launch, it's going to be all the marketplaces we represent will be completely integrated. And that's going to be 1 week before eBay Open, because we're the main sponsors for eBay. List Perfectly is the main
Nice.
sponsor for eBay Open 2023.
So when is that you have a tentative date for
Yes.
the launch of the complete delisting option?
Yes, that would be, we're expecting between the week of the 18th to the 22nd. So when eBay Open starts,
And
that
that's
will
in
be.
September 18th.
Yep,
Oh,
that's
okay.
right.
So we're getting
Yep.
close to that.
No, that's it. We have already a beta group of, what is it, 200 people already testing it and working. It works perfectly. So it's just nice that we are going to be able to launch it with all marketplaces, not just some, all of them.
So let me ask you a quick question as far as, so let's say that somebody's watching this right now.
Yeah.
They're not doing any cross listing, but they're watching Resell Information Network and they're seeing, some of the things that we're doing, and they want to go out there and test the market, right? Because
Yeah.
to me, obviously, we all do things a little bit different. So I think
Yeah.
that it's important for for everybody who's a reseller to take advantage of, free trials, try List Perfectly, try Vendoo,
Yeah.
try all these different cross-listing
Yeah.
programs, because, you might use one program for something, another software for something else, and you
Yeah.
might, try something and then not necessarily like it, and you want to try something else. So
Yep.
it's always important to keep all your options open. So I think what I want to ask is if somebody is watching this now and they're getting ready to make that leap, what
Yeah.
are, what do you have offer, people a trial period, and then once the
Yes.
trial period ends, if you could explain to the people that
Yeah.
are watching the different levels of
You got it.
packages that you can order or pay for with List Perfect.
No, that's a great question. Thank you for asking, Tim, because the way you're going to find that List Perfectly, unlike any other options, we are the only option that doesn't have add-ons or extra fees. That's it. It's 29, 49, 69. That's it. That you will never pay extra. So the person that has 10,000 listings, whether they're cross-posting, importing, delisting, relisting, marking sold, pays the same as the person that has 100 listings. So the concept that we did with List Perfectly is, like you said, Tim, because we're resellers, that we taught ourselves technology and not all the way around, we understand that as resellers do things from many different ways. So one of the things that we do on List Perfectly is giving you, unlike other companies, is giving you the capacity of cross-posting from marketplace to marketplace, where you will not get inventory management feature, but at least you're cross-posting, right? But the other one would be that we give you the capacity to use unlimited delist, release, marking sold, sales detection, the background remover is a partnership with Photoroom. That's the only thing that I cannot give unlimited, because it's not me, it's Photoroom. But anything else with List Perfectly, Unlike any other services, you don't pay extra. I don't have to pay extra because I have more than 1,000 listings, or I'm listing more than 4 marketplaces. I don't have to. So I just wanted to make sure that as my customers and my portfolio of clients in This Perfectly grow, they're worried about growing their business and not worry about how much fees I'm going to pay extra next month. And that's the reason that most people end up coming on This Perfectly after trying other services, because it's the add-ons and the extra fees and the lack of consistent tech support. And, it's a different thing when you have no investors, because I can really focus on customers instead of a board of people telling me what to do and running money, and I have to go and collect money and make sure the money that we use is the money that we make, from List Perfectly, from everybody. So the reason you need to try List Perfectly is because off the bat, we give you 50 listings that you own. There is no spam, there is no expiration dates, and it's a 5 days or 50 listings free money back guarantee. Over those 5 days, with those 50 listings, you can even try Listing Party, which is the network that we have, the first reseller network where resellers can message each other. We have sessions where they are collaborating and listing. You can set goals. You can publish your listings there, but not because we're a marketplace, but because you want to publish there. So then when you are doing these sessions, you can refer to the listing and then optimize it. We're all about listing optimization on List Perfectly. Is most services you're going to find that is automated, and they want to make you believe that you got to list more, and delist, release. And that's not. If delist and release was a strategy a firm strategy to grow your reselling business, then we all would be multimillionaires, because there is a million solutions that are automated doing that. The problem is that the marketplaces detect these automated tools, and that's when your visibility of the listings will get demoted. So it's, for me, important to understand that take advantage of the 50 free listings, take advantage of the 5 days money back guarantee, and then there is no cancellation fees. People can process their own cancellation. I don't have to approve it. Done. I don't want to, because I want to do as soon as possible, so they can go and test, so that they can come back as soon as possible to List Perfectly. So that's why I built so easy the system to cancel or upgrade or downgrade. And also, unlike other services, when you downgrade, we prorate, we don't keep the money. So we really transfer, even when you downgrade or change plans. Most services, when you upgrade, is good. But then when you downgrade, they will not return your money, or you lose that money when you change plans. So what we did is we wanted to remove any kind of stressor from our customers and make sure they understand that we want to keep every penny that they invest and transfer it to what is best for their business needs.
So, well, on top of that, because that's kind of interesting that you say that, because I've been using List Perfectly. I don't know, Cernoch. You actually were around when I first started. But that was probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, because I was on List Perfectly as well. Yeah.
So that was probably about 2 or 3 years ago since I've been using List Perfect. I've had the same plan the entire time. So I'm on the $29 plan. Okay. So and then it's pretty, I don't want to say basic, because I feel like that's not.
It is basic. It is. I define it.
Basic, but it's
all the basics. I put it in all the basics.
Yeah, I don't want, when I say I don't want to say basic, because I don't want people to undervalue what the capabilities are of the program as a whole. So I'm on that entry level, I guess you could say, would make more sense, right? But for me, it works, and for those of you, most people here watching us know that I sell on all the different platforms. Okay.
Nice.
So the question for me is, what would be the biggest difference, game changer? What would make me want to try the $49 level, the next level up? Like, what would make me go to the next level? Like, what would entice me to try that level of software?
Great question. So let me ask you a question, Tim. I am assuming you're not a volume seller. You're more like, how many listings do you have? I wanna understand how many listings do you
I
do per
probably
day.
have they vary, because obviously Poshmark and Depop and Grailed are going to be a little bit less, because it's only, I don't sell glass on those platforms. Okay, so let's say on average between Depop, Grailed, Macari, Poshmark, and Etsy, I have between, let's say, 300 and 800 listings, varying on each platform.
All right.
So eBay and Etsy, I probably have the most. Macari, I probably have the third most, and then Poshmark, Grailed, and Depop.
Yep. So what I could suggest, Tim, I'm thinking you use List Perfectly, not the inventory system of List Perfectly. Just go marketplace to marketplace.
No, so I actually do. I start my listings in List Perfectly.
Oh,
so everything I do, I start in List Perfectly.
Also, you cherry pick what you said. I get it.
Yeah, so I make my listing in List Perfectly. I'll draft it, my pictures, my title, my description, and then so let's say it's a hat. That's an item a vintage hat. That's an item that will go across every platform.
Yeah.
So once that draft is done in List Perfectly, I immediately cross from there to all six platforms at once. So all 6 of my tabs
That's
come
the
up
beauty
and
of we call it basic, but we're the only software we can do, okay, with a simple plan, okay, and you can go concurrently to all marketplaces, even though it's one listing. So the main difference, Tim, is that you're doing great because you're using 6 marketplaces, right, from List Perfectly. So the thing is, simple plan will allow you to go one listing, but you can go to the 6 marketplaces at the same time. Now, what about going with 20 listings, okay, at the same time into 6 marketplaces? So that would be the biggest difference, is that everything that you're doing right now, one time, you can do it in bulk. With the business and pro plan, that will allow you, for example, we have features that nobody else has. For example, changing prices, SKU, title, description. We have an update button, and we have it also in the simple plan. But the beauty of the update button on the business and the pro is that you can first do those changes in bulk of prices in LP, and then just push it with the update button. So for me, the business plan, and the reason the pro plan is what I used to use, because English is my fourth language. I don't want to be building the structure. I don't want to be building the structure of the listing. So I wanted software that I enter the data, right? And then the software is building the professional format of the listing. And that's why we have the Pro Plan. The Pro Plan has features 69, 1 month of the $69 plan, and it will pay for your whole year. Because why? It has features like converting inches to centimeters. You know how amazing that is for your international sellers that are in Europe? Come on, it's gonna reduce how many times do you receive the questions? How is this in centimeters? Come on, we all get that one, okay? So it's so it's about reduce. So you can choose to stay on the $29, and then that's what you invest, or you can choose to give it a try. And again, to any of you, okay, if you're not trying it, okay, it's on me, okay. I want you to try it, okay, the Pro Plan, and then you downgrade if you want to the simple again, team. But 1 month of the Pro Plan and do an onboarding session and will change your life.
I actually pulled up y'all's the difference, so maybe you could like touch on some of that. I'll put it in the stream, so it'll push you. Let's see.
You could drink your water. Let her drink her water.
Hey, right?
Drink your water, poor thing. You do it to me. You can't do it to the guest.
Love you, Leroy. I love it. So there you have it. Okay. So first of all, on the simple plan, our image manager, as you can see, it's just giving you 30 images per listing. It gives you some Photoroom background remover, only 25 per month. And again, you don't pay extra, never pay extra. And then you see on the business and the pro plan, how the background remover now goes to 1,500. You have more features like apply filter, contrast, crop images. So the image manager on the business and the pro plan is more robust. But rest assured, a team, that the quality of images is across the whole plans, does not get diluted or downgraded. Mm-hmm. Then the important is that, unlike other services, can you go up a little? Because this is what makes this perfectly unique. Other services, they will charge you They try to be unlimited, but at the end of the day, when you reach a certain amount of listings, they will charge you extra, and we don't go by listings. Our pricing chart is per fields that we will transfer. So the basic plan of $29 will copy or cross post or import your images, title, description, and price. But if you go to the business plan, now all of a sudden, brand, color, size, quantity, keywords, MSRP, US, UPC, and SKU is already in the listing form of List Perfectly. So you can take those values to, and we send it and translate it to all marketplaces. But all of a sudden, on the $69 program, on top of having the keywords, MSRP, UPC, SKU, now, and also we don't charge you per SKU. All right. We don't charge. You see, everything is truly unlimited. Truly, truly, truly. 29, 49, and 69. Now, on top of that, we're going to add condition, shipping weight, and shipping dimensions. This is going to reduce your questions this is going to reduce your returns, your disputes, because you're going to have a very clear communication with your buyers of what condition is. And this is based on years of us reselling. Again, this is all based on us reselling for years and making millions out of it. So now, you with shipping, especially shipping is very important, because when you're growing your reselling business and you want to resell, the key is to resell international. The key to go viral as a reseller, from my perspective, is if you're not reselling internationally, please, okay, get together with this amazing group and figure it out, because you're missing out. I really recommend selling international and making your life simpler. So thank you. Can you scroll down a little now? So now you can see we don't charge per listings. There is no add-on. So now we tell you all marketplace. You can see cross post to all marketplace. Check, 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 check. So you don't have to play. Google Lens is integrated in all plans, but it works. The one that is on the Pro plan it's a Cadillac. Okay, we have it for all. But why adding pricing tools of small companies that have no data? And I love eBay. I love Therapeutic, okay, and I love, okay, the CEO of Lucan of Therapeutic, and I met him. But that's data from eBay, and then I was like, I want to go with a big head honcho. If I'm gonna recommend people some pricing, I want to go with Google. Let's go. Google is gathering the data from Poshmark, from Grail, from everybody. So that's why I decided to partner with Google on that side. So for me, partnering with smaller companies for pricing, they're telling you, I have 200,000 listings. I'm like, okay, that's good. Okay. Just to give you an idea, List Perfectly, we have right now 270 million listings cross-posted, 270 million listings. So that's a volume we're managing, imagine, from all customers. So for us, because we give you the unlimited capacity and no restrictions, that makes our customers grow. I can't wait to hear Cernoch's story, okay, how he switched from LP to Vendoo. I need to hear that one, okay. I can't wait, okay. So the other thing, let's talk about what we don't have, okay, on the simple plan. So you see, team, we don't have bulk cross post. There is no bulk cross post right now. You gotta do one listing to multiple marketplace instead of doing 20 listings to multiple marketplace. So then Instagram, Shopify, and Listing Party, they're not marketplaces. Okay, so you know me, if you Google the clothing vault, okay, the clothing vault, and if you go to Instagram, you're gonna see how I never paid. I tried doing promoted listings. I did everything organic. So you can see how I grew my reselling business through promoting, redirecting that traffic from Instagram to my eBay store, to my website. Back in the day, everybody was like, steal the traffic from eBay. Yeah. It's like, okay, so you see, and then eBay have to remove, right? We used to get the PayPal email address. Remember, Chris, we used to get the emails. We used to get a lot of data, and then eBay removed all that access. Mm-hmm. So that's something important. I'm glad that eBay now allows. Back in the day, it was like a big no-no with promoting your business, your eBay store on Instagram and so forth. So I'm so happy that eBay and other marketplaces, obviously Poshmark was a pioneer on this, but that's something that I highly recommend promoting your listings on free channels. It's free. It's Instagram. If you're doing it, for taking pictures for yourself, hey, look what I bought today. Do at least one listing that you're proud of, your favorite, let's say, Eric, your favorite, let's see, the beautiful eagle that you have, the brass eagle, and then you cross post one. I'm not telling you every listing, but cross post one here and there. List Perfectly will do the keywords. We do the conversion data. So it's SEO, search engine optimized for Instagram. So I highly recommend it. The other thing that we have is custom marketplaces. So team, I want you to reach out to my customer care team, because now you can put your whatnot data in custom marketplaces. If you're not using that data, you're missing out, because now you can, from the because you're using the inventory management systems from List Perfectly. So custom marketplaces, people have it for donations, they have it for thrift stores, they have it for their brick and mortar. Some of them, you know what they're doing? They're taking pictures of their receipts when they're sourcing, and then they call it sourcing, so they can have that data organized, because then you can download it unlimited with the spreadsheets that we offer. And then you give that to your bookkeeper or your taxman, and man, your taxes no longer will be an insane thing to accomplish. Sales analytics and dashboards, that's something that is very important, team. I get it. If you're selling on eBay, I love impressions, watchers, viewers. I love all the tools they have. But at the end of the day, team, that's data. It's good, the data from eBay, because it's the biggest marketplace. But you need to find what's best for over the years, team. And that's why the importance of using the analytics of when you're selling on especially you with 6 marketplaces. So take advantage. We're gonna come with new. The whole List Perfect is gonna get revamped in a couple of weeks. So it's coming with a whole new phase. This is years. Okay, we've been building team this for years with all of you guys feedback. So I'm excited to give that. So then also we have the Pro Description Builder. I think is the most underlooked feature that we have, because that's a feature that allows you to just enter data. You don't have to train your VAs or your assistant. All they have to do is answer questions. All they need to do is enter the measurements, right? Enter the brand, enter the color, enter what they see, enter the flaws if they see it, okay? And then we do the rest. So the Pro Description Builder, when we enter those answers on List Perfectly, then it's going to render a professionally format listing. And this was based, literally, we copy big enterprise, big companies that we know that we're doing right. And this the left hand right, reading size. So we have everything mapped in a way that will make every bullet, every word, every keyword has been researched and investigated to make sure that it goes to all marketplaces in the right format. And that's so important. Then we have the auto sales detection. You get a cha-ching, okay, from all marketplaces. I have it in all marketplaces. Everybody is not in beta, okay? Everybody can access this feature. It's in all marketplaces, so you can detect when you have a sale. And then we have pro title and keyword generation. Do you struggle creating titles and keywords? No worries, List Perfectly to the rescue. Then draft listings. I know you mentioned team drafts, but the what you're doing is pretty much, you call it a draft, but it's not a draft per se, because in the pro plan, when you have an assistant and you want them only to see the draft, right, and keep them in the draft section, that's what we would call the real drafts, okay? And then we have Sizely measurement tool that will give you the access, okay, to, for example, provide the measurements on a visualized way. So now the customers can see armpit to armpit, or if it is an eagle, your eagle, Eric, okay, I don't know, the wingspan, whatever it's called, okay? Whatever it is, so it's just materializing and make it visual through the templates of Sizely, so your custom, because believe me, even though we convert, the measurements. Come on, we all know you gotta show that data to buyers many ways, in different ways, so they can absorb it and make the best decision and avoid returns and move on to the next customer.
So obviously a lot of information there and a lot of
I get excited.
yeah. No, I mean, we definitely appreciate the passion because a lot of times, sometimes I've talked with other people about companies that we work with or work with, just about like it's great to know that you are behind the scenes and you care so much, because some people are just there, it's a job, it's a collective thing, but it seems like
Oh, Eric, believe me, if I wanted a job, okay, I could be hired right now.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
W2 and literally ask $1 million for my income. Literally, okay. I
Yeah,
can quit LP right now and get a job like that. Being a CEO of this software company and missing reselling, it's a change, because now
yeah,
you're dealing with millions versus 6 digits. You're dealing with 45 employees. You're dealing with 401ks and all that stuff. So I cannot tell you, how passionate I care so much, because I've been in your shoes. I want to spread the awareness. Everybody should be reselling. Everybody should be making passive income. I have no, unlike any other company, I have no sales team and no advertising. And I don't make deeper discounts against my referrals. For example, on the
yeah,
holidays, I'm not going to do a 50% off when I'm giving a 30% off to my referral members. So I want everybody to do passive income. If you're not making passive income, we're here in USA, the land of opportunity, for the love of Christ. It's like other countries don't have this. Or if they have it, I promise you, they will pay you in an IOU or the 10% of what they promise you.
right,
And that's what it makes USA the land of opportunity. Where else can you come? With 2 suitcases, $3,000 on a credit card, $1,000 in cash, and now I own multi-million-dollar company. And thanks to reselling. Not
yeah,
because I'm a lawyer, not because I work in banking. Yeah, that did help, because obviously I'm my own investor. But what made it was reselling. I was dying in banking. I had no soul. I was waking up at 5 a.m. and leaving the company at 7 p.m. And the best thing that I did is, after I finish working, I'm gonna go to the gym and exercise. By the time I got home, I did dinner and I was done. And the next day, do it again. I was like a hamster on the little wheel. And
mm,
even though it's hard to be the CEO of List Perfect, it's not easy. It's a lot of, especially now that I'm sponsoring so many events. You saw it. We sponsor FlipCon. Okay, we sponsor, now we're the main sponsors of eBay Open 2023, Reseller Rally. We're also doing Boss Reseller Remix. We have so many events that we're sponsoring. So just want to say, like getting back to your first question, to those in the audience that maybe you haven't tried or you're part-time on reselling, give it a chance again. It's the most rewarding. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm telling you my story. This is my story. I wasn't created. I did, let's create a multi-million-dollar company and let's make nope, that did not happen like that. It did not. Believe me, nothing worked like I planned. Nothing. But all I can say is, what a journey, what a rewarding journey, because you don't know where reselling will take you. Some of you do content. So I have customers that they make so much money reselling that now she's like, I'm happy. I'm going to resell just as a hobby, but I want to do candies for diabetic people. So the moral of the story is that through reselling, look at Stuart White from Franklin Hill Ventures. The guy loves reselling, but he does pickles. And man, he does good pickles. Oh my God, he does good pickles. And that's what makes me happy. That's what gets me out of bed and say, well, I miss reselling, but I'm naturally good at what I'm doing. Obviously, I've been 5 years without investors, and they're knocking on the door left and right. But helping you guys and giving back to a country that has given, well, look, I get emotional. Giving back to a country has given me, because my country right now it's bad. It's bad. My brother is a lawyer and works for the Senate of Argentina. He only makes $300 a month, man. We studied 12 years to become a judge, to be lawyer, and then accepted the Senate for $300 a month. So that's why I always say, let's audience, if you're struggling, focus and be grateful because we are in the land of opportunity. Yes, maybe this is not the best of the history of USA, but believe me, the grass is not greener out there.
That's it.
So we get to Cernoch and this Cernoch story, I just want to ask one question that's on my mind, because I think this is a good entry point for people who want to look into trying this perfectly. So I've never been a part of this, and I blame myself. I openly admitted on our live stream. I said there's probably a lot of things that I don't utilize, whether it's on a certain platform or list perf, that I probably could utilize and probably should be utilizing. And it's not because I'm stubborn.
No.
It's because I'm the complete opposite. Like, I always want something
Yeah.
to try new.
Yeah.
But it's just sometimes time. You know how it is when you're
Yes.
a reseller and you're running your business. It's sometimes time just gets away from you. Because you also have your family life. I have my wife and all these other things. So it's like, sometimes you just kind of forget. But
Yeah.
my point is I feel like I'm not taking advantage of the listing part. Okay. And I think I just want to hear a little bit more about the listing parties. And is this something that somebody can, tune into?
Yeah.
Who's not paying for this perfectly? So maybe
Not
like
yet.
there's an
No,
opportunity.
I dream of that team. I dream. Not yet. Not yet. I gotta
Okay.
make my server, because the second I open that to the public,
Yeah.
my server, we all been. Come on, you've been with me for many years. You remember the stories of my
Yeah.
server crashing
Yeah.
because all of you signed up like, and then you were
So-
cross posting like crazy.
So is there you can demo the plan? Is it like a 7-day free trial or something that to
5
start?
days.
5
Yep.
days. Okay. So if you're
5
on the
days.
5-day trial, can you
Yep.
tune into a listing party?
That's right. That's
Okay,
right.
so, like,
And you can
to
be
me, I
the
think
5
that-
days, 24 hours. It's a 24-hour channel. You can be the whole 5 days, okay, just testing it. And then by the end, you want your money back. You get your money back with no delays.
So what can if I want to tell somebody, hey, look, take this 5 days,
Yep.
try out List Perfectly, join this listing party. What is that person going to walk away from most when they leave the listing party and when they finish those 5-day trials of trying the software, attending the listing party, and things like that?
The power of mastermind. The power of mastermind is the concept by which we can borrow someone else's experience, knowledge, resources, sometimes even perhaps financial resources, or maybe even a partnership. That's the power of listing party. Because I'm a reseller and I know that listing is grueling, it's monotonous, and when we fall into monotony is when we tend to make mistakes in listings, and that costs us a lot of money. So I wanted a platform that is, as much as we have amazing content in YouTube, but I wanted a two-way street. Instead of making a presentation and me asking you questions on the chat, I wanted like really right now. So we have sessions of 40, 50 people. And some people are sweeping the floor. Others are taking measurements, okay? Others are taking pictures. And what they do is just motivate each other. Sometimes we have people, hey, I just got a return. This person is saying that I send them something flawed. What do I do? Then other person is like, hey, I'm using the pro plan, but I don't think I'm using, to the, or the simple plan. I don't think I'm using to the max ability. I don't know. Let's say I am not with a simple plan. I would say the most overview feature would be the Google Lens. You have the capacity of using Google Lens, optimize those listings. And Google Lens is not for pricing only, it's for keywords, it's for product description, for styles, and so many other things. So for me, that would be something very, very important thing to keep in mind with listing party that you can find. Because come on, how many of us have we told? I told my family, when I told my family that I was quitting the bank and then I was doing vintage clothing, you know what they told me? They told me, Clara, what? You invested $3,000 on dirty clothing? That was the answer from my brother. And you know what? We have, how many of us have friends and family that think that we're crazy, that we're hoarders or not understood? And then they think that this is just a phase we're going through, and then we're going to get a real job. And then after 10 years, I realized, no, this is not a phase. But that's the thing. I don't want you to be alone out there. Or even if you're watching the Reseller Information Network, it's amazing, but we need it every day. We need motivation every day. We need dedication every day. We need a network of people that you can trust every day so you can grow. So the power of listing parties, that without listing party, you're going to need to watch Reseller Information Network, wait for the episodes and so forth. That growth, okay, is going to depend. And even though I can message Eric and Chris and everything, okay, but the power of doing these live sessions accelerates. We're all about accelerating growth. So what would take you years, you can accomplish in 1 month or 5 days of listing party. Just ask the right questions.
Leroy.
I have a few questions. The first one is what you just said about listing party. Now, are you allowed to, if you're in listing party, is there any things that you can't do? Like, can you communicate with somebody and say, hey, listen, I got 95 shirt. Is anybody interested?
Yes, Leroy, you can list it on on listing party, and then I can send a message to Eric and say, hey, Eric, I have this lot. Are you interested? That's why we did it. That's why, because I don't want to be the marketplace. You don't do the checkout, but I want you guys to help. And then because sometimes Mercari doesn't allow to do lots, right? Sometimes some marketplaces that they don't allow. Maybe some people don't want to go on whatnot and do the liquidation. You see, so that was the reason behind. Go and do your business. Go and promote yourself, Eric. Go watch my Reseller Information Network. You can even do a listing party saying, hey, I'm Eric and Blood, Sweat, Sell. We have a podcast, a Reseller Information Network. Watch us, I don't know, bi-weekly, weekly, whatever it is. This is your home. The only thing we ask, obviously, I love you, Cernochs, okay? But, the only thing we ask is not promoting other services, that do something similar to what we do. And you have to be at the moment a paid customer of List Perfectly. And, if you're going to do like a strong promotion of yourself, just be kind and, just let us know.
Don't
So
spam
we can,
it. Yeah,
you
don't
see,
spam it.
you don't spam it. We have, okay, terms of agreement that as soon as you start a party, it tells you, hey, this is what we want to see and we don't want to see. So we make sure of that. So take advantage of that team. Do a listing party and promote the Reseller Information Network there. You're invited. And of course, I'm inviting each one of you to try the Pro Plan, especially Cernoch. Okay, you're missing out. I'm biased, Cernoch. Okay, I'm biased. I'm the CEO of List Perfectly. Okay, but I'm biased. Okay, so I'll try my best.
Essentially, we do our own listing party for 3 hours, like 9 to 12.
Good for
So,
you.
but when you said that we're all kind of like, I know we're all like, okay, like, yeah, that's good. Like that's and especially like having people in there that know particularly about the use of List Perfect, like how to get through. I mean, basically, like you have 24/7 customer service. Essentially,
Yes.
like you have other people that are already programmed that could probably walk you through.
In US based, no canned answers, US based, 24/7. I invested a lot of money on that. I put good money on that. I wanted that. Because when we are reselling and we're stressed out about something, you know how it is for a reseller. When we're doing this full time and we gotta pay the mortgage, we can't wait, 30 minutes or 15 minutes for an answer.
Yeah.
So
All right, Cernoch, you want to go ahead, Leroy? Finish that out.
I didn't get to finish. I've been quiet the whole time.
Finish it out.
So when you're in there, it's not just for eBay sellers. It's so if you're in the listing party, it could be somebody from Poshmark, it could be somebody from any of the platforms that you guys
we have CEOs making presentations. Dory Graff from Kittisen. We have Justin Lee is going to come and do it from Photoroom. He's going to do a party. We have Iblis. We have different options that I think anything that can be a resource, even though consignment. We have listing optimizations. We have masterminds. We have a whole array, Leroy, of different parties that can help you. We have hard goods. We have how to improve vintage clothing. You name it.
So I don't know if you know my background at all, but I actually
no, I don't.
I sell tools.
Oh, I love it. Tools. Oh, you're gonna love List Perfectly with Google Lens will change your freaking life with tools. Oh, Leroy, I'm gonna make you so happy.
All I sell is tools. Like I sell tools and hardware. I have some other stuff, but my my thing is I don't know. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I told you I'm still trying to catch the train. I haven't even stepped on it. So what my problem is
Okay.
some of these platforms, I don't know if they even have a category for me.
Okay.
And so if I'm going and I'm putting in a micrometer and say for instance
Yeah.
they don't really have a category for that, but you're saying that I can take all my information and put it in there. Where is it going?
When you
Because
don't
I don't
have a
even know
category,
that's good enough.
so it depends. First of all, we got to make sure that the marketplace allows tools. Okay. Most marketplaces, even Poshmark, okay, that might not have a category, you can always list it under other. Okay. I'm not telling you that is the ideal audience, okay, for it. Okay. But definitely you can take those tools. eBay is the king, okay, when it comes to tools. Definitely. And, I would certainly redirect the traffic of Instagram with List Perfectly, showing your best tools, and then redirect it to your eBay store. And that will change. I can cut off your time by 50% with my tool, help you to optimize your listings with Google, and especially help you to redirect Instagram traffic to eBay if you just want to stay on eBay. I love eBay is the biggest platform we have, but I'm all about growing different channels and making sure that you are taking the direction you need, because going to different marketplaces good good for team, okay, but it's not for everybody. That's why List Perfectly we allow you to, before, I always say, if you're uncertain of going to different marketplaces, at least discriminate, do different stores, because eBay buyers, and this I'm going to give you the tip, Leroy, the eBay buyer, when you see the top things, we don't want to buy on a store that has cheap things. So you want to have discriminated those stores with your cheap stuff on one side that might be flawed, and then the good stuff, you keep it in another store. And that List Perfectly can help you with a simple business or pro plan, as many eBay stores as you need. That would be my recommendation. First, optimize your eBay, which is the biggest marketplace, and then we can talk about how to help you go to other marketplaces that will be convenient for you. For example, the flawed tools could go to Facebook Marketplace, and making sure that you're getting your money back even though they're flawed. It's a big market. There's different marketplaces where you can grow, and certainly I can't wait to help you, Leroy.
Okay, thank you.
Nice.
Did I answer your? But hold on. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, no, you did. I'm still trying to catch the train. So
You will. Don't worry. We got you, man. We got you. We got you. We like you. We
Next
love you,
stop,
Leroy.
I'll hold the train up for a few minutes for you. The next stop, Leroy, so you
Yeah.
can get there.
There we
Okay.
go.
I met the conductor. I met the conductor, so I just put them all together.
There we go. All right, so I guess we're down to Cernoch telling the story.
Oh, well, I mean, mine's pretty simple because I started with what she showed at the very beginning when y'all were starting.
Yeah.
I got on the list perfectly. I have no qualms about it. They just did not have Grailed yet, nor Depop.
Yeah.
And the competitor Vendoo had it, and I migrated over there and started doing it, and I just kind of never looked back because I feel like what happened was it was like both platforms are just kind of like you see it a lot, one gets this and then all right, catch up, and then it just so it's like with me, I just kind of just stuck with Vendoo and learned that because I have in my Vendoo, I have over 3,000 sold items in my inventory, so I can go back just like List Perfectly, you can go back and look at old listings from 2 years ago even and you can still mess with those. Where as eBay, you get after 90 days, your stuff, all your pictures, your description,
gone with the wind.
gone. So if you have something similar, so I sell, I do some RA. I do a lot of RA. So I have certain brands that certain places I go to have occasionally. I sell a lot of Johnny O branded stuff, but this one place I shop at only gets it seasonally. So I'll sell out of all my Johnny O stuff. Say I had shirts or vests or something like that. I'll sell out of all that stuff. And then maybe it takes another, 6 months for them to get another round in. Well, if
Yeah.
I'm going to go back on my eBay and look at it,
Yeah.
I can't find it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I can't find anything.
No. Yeah.
I can go into like again, y'all. It's Vendoo and List Perfectly are very comparable. Where I can go into either platform and go, okay, let me just type in Johnny O. Oh, here's all my old listings I just sold. All right, let me just peel, and then and I don't know what List Perfectly yet, but I can make a duplicate. I can make a duplicate of an old like a 2-year-old listing. I can make a duplicate of it and then just change the pictures, mess with the title a little bit, and boom, that's ready to send. So it's one of those things where, List Perfectly just didn't have the platforms I was looking for at that time, which which y'all did, but it was like since I switched and got really going, it kind of,
All right.
I kind of stuck with it. So
that is interesting because that's the difference. You see, this is where I need you, team. Okay. And we have no advertising and no sales team. Actually, List Perfectly was first with the integration of Depop and Grail. So what they do is they have a very good marketing team. So they always announce their features 3 months before. So it's a different technique. Like, for example, right now, of course, I'm testing different software. Okay. Of course, I am testing always. Okay. So right now they're announcing that they have the auto delist. I haven't seen it work. Have you seen it work?
100% works. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, do you have a video of it?
It does it on. They have eBay and Poshmark right now.
Right.
So if you have it listed on eBay or Poshmark.
Yeah.
It auto detects the sale.
Yeah.
And lists it from all any other platform.
Nice. Okay. So
it's been probably 2 months, and it's like
that's good to hear. That's good to hear because we tried and we couldn't make it work.
I hear that other people are like, oh, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are y'all doing wrong? I don't understand what they're. I don't understand what maybe they're doing wrong, because I can go to sleep at night if something sells on eBay. I just wake up
that's what they promise, but
I go in there and I click it, and I go to my solds. It'll say 2 detected sales, and it's already taken them down off of the other listing. The only thing is, and I think y'all are running the same issues too with Poshmark. If you sent out an offer on Poshmark, it holds it, so you have to go in and manually delete it.
Oh, okay. So if an item has an offer, that's when it has a prompt to delist?
Yes.
Because, interesting.
You can't even go and delete it off of Poshmark if it still has an offer.
You have to do it the back door way.
You got to go and change the size,
and then it'll eliminate the offer, and then
that's even if you don't have a delister. Like if I sold something on eBay myself and I have it listed on Poshmark as well, I have to do what they just said. Like I have to go in and change the size and then delete the listing off Poshmark. Like I can't. There's no other way to do it. Like you can't just end it.
They don't have a marked sold little tick. That's it.
I mean, like you can't in Poshmark. You can't. Like it's a glitch in their software. Like anybody else's. Like you can't delist it. If you've sent out an offer, basically, I guess
not a problem with LP. Not a problem. Marked sold, and it will be listed even with an offer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that.
Yes. Okay. We gotta show that then.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to test that because I think I've run into that problem before.
It was that I would love team. Okay, if you can reach our tech team, I would love that. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll double check that. So because it happens to me free because I sell. Because I send out offers all day
do a video
automatically on Poshmark. So next time something sells on eBay or one of my other platforms and I have an offer out on Poshmark, I could probably do it like manually, like send an offer after something's sold, and then just kind of, that way I can see, then I can go into List Perfectly knowing that there's an offer on an item that's already sold. Click sold and see what happens when I do that. Because I got to double check that. I make sure if
I already wrote, I'm going to do a video to show it. I'm like, I'm excited to show. Okay.
Yeah, because it is a sticking point on Poshmark. Like it's basically something to where you can't manually, like if I just sold on Poshmark, I had an offer out, but I wanted to delist that item. You have to manipulate it to make it happen.
Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to do a video about it. I can't wait to share this video. Thank you so much. I love this talking because then we can understand what are the pain points of our community.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's the thing that we're about too. Is like if you have the more information you have, the easier it is on all of
So
us.
let me ask one more question. I know I've been asked. I
I love
apologize
it. Keep
to
going, team.
everybody.
Okay, are you kidding me? The
But
least I could do. And I can't wait to meet you in person. And thank you for all
so
this
we've
year.
so we've established that List Perfectly is going to be dropping the complete delisting option available. Now, is that going to be available on all three plans,
No,
or
no, no. It's going to be a new plan.
oh, it's going to be a new plan?
Yes, yes, it's going to be a
Okay.
new plan. And
Okay.
everybody that is a List Perfectly customer is going to get a special treat. So
Okay. I like that.
buckle up.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, on the Resell Information Network. Okay, so now I know this has been like the arms race between
Oh,
all the
okay.
different companies, and because this is obviously one of the main things that the community has been talking about.
All right.
And there's still people out there that don't even want to even think about cross. And I love
Yeah,
Leroy to death, but he's
yeah,
not in. I'm not going to talk about Leroy. I'm talking about people who think that there's no point in cross listing, and I think that that's something that we stress a lot
yeah.
here on Resell Information
Okay.
Network, because the more eyes that you can put on your item, the better. That's
Potentially,
always been
yeah.
that's one of the things that Cernoch, and I learned from Cernoch years ago,
Yeah,
that has always stuck.
yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? The best thing that can happen is you sell it, on a platform that you wouldn't have even been on before. So that's a whole nother story. But
Yeah.
so we know that that's what you and the team have been working on hardcore. Is there something else in the pipeline now that you guys are kind of getting? Because we're not going to say crossing the bridge, because we all know that dropping the feature and then seeing it work without any complications in anything that we do is never the case. I mean, that would be like a miracle, obviously, for whatever we do. When we put something out, there's always going to be a complication or two. And I think List Perfectly is always good about that. I will say
Yes.
that, so people know, is that when something's wrong, I can go to the Facebook
Yep.
page, I can go to
You
the
know,
main page,
I'm like, and I'll be like,
yeah.
I'm like calling my anything. I call Amanda. I call
Yeah.
my director of innovations. I'm like, fix it.
And,
And that's
the things, people are very communicative, and we